Hey Joe, how you doing?
How are you?
I saw Jalen kind of working on the left hand at practice last game. Obviously, he's dealing with what he's dealing with on the right hand. How does that kind of impact his dribbling and just sort of his approach out there, kind of having to lean on that left a little more?
I mean, I haven't seen where it would have that much of an effect on it. He can use his left hand.
And Grant last game gets a DNP. You've talked a lot about matchups, rotations, things like that. What's kind of the view of the matchup there in this series when it comes to him?
I think it's just more we have a deep team, the ability to play a lot of different ways. And we're going to need everybody if we want to win. And so right now versus Atlanta, the rotation we had gives us the best chance to win. And we'll continue to do that throughout the playoffs.
Joe, sort of a follow-up to that, the deep team, you only used 8 guys in that first game. Is that something we can expect, 8-man rotation, or do you expect to expand that?
I think it depends on how the game is going. Depends on, if we're executing the game plan, if our energy is there, if our detail is there. So I think it's just you have a plan, and then you also have what you can go to, if that doesn't go according to plan.
I mean, knowing what you know now, would you have opened it up a little more at the start of the second half, given how it went for the third quarter? I mean, the guys you stayed with kind of didn't respond as well in the third quarter.
I thought we responded pretty well. I mean,
well, the lead went from 32 to 12.
Yes. Was it supposed to go to 52?
Yeah.
So
I just they lost.
What is your expectation in that? It was 22 at the end of the half, so and then it got to 12. Yeah, with 3:04 to go. But I mean, the expectation wasn't for it to get to 52. It was just to try to play the right way all the time. And I thought our guys did that. I thought, there's momentum in the game, right? And so I thought we had momentum for the entire second half. And Atlanta's a really good team, and they're talented, and they put a lot of pressure on your defense. And so I was expecting them to make a run. Some of that run was, self-inflicted because of our turnovers and some of that. But also, we got some good looks, and we didn't make them. And then they cut it to 22 at the end of the third. And then I think the beginning of the fourth is where, we could be a little bit more locked in, And so I think you're going to have that. But, what I was good with, it got to a certain number. And then we kind of zoned in and we executed. And Al hit a big shot. We made some big defensive plays, even when it was, I think it was 12 or 15 with 1 minute and 49 seconds to go. Smart gets the block. Al gets the block. And so we still showed moments of playing through things, which I think is important in the playoffs,
Joe, you're a guy who worked really closely with Derek when he arrived last season. How different is he at this time of year than he was a year ago?
I think he's just more confident, more comfortable, has more of an identity. I think anytime you join a team late, especially a team that's been together for a long time with high expectations, you're just trying to figure out how you can have an impact and where you can. And so I think stuff like that just comes with time, and I think now he has a clear identity. He can handle for us. He can play off the ball, and he's really gotten used to our defensive schemes as far as our switching and how we match up and kind of what the coverages are based out of those matchups. And he has an effect off ball, on ball, at the rim at times. And so I just think he has a clear-cut identity.
When Pop was here, he said one of the biggest hurdles with Derek is making him feel like he belongs, believe that he belongs mentally. How has he grown, and how much more confident is he? And are those conversations that you do have with him?
I mean, not just him, everybody. Like when you have a deep team, when you have a lot of good players, it's very easy for someone to slip through the cracks and not feel appreciated. And I think it's important, that you have to have that balance where, everybody has a role and everyone does have an impact. And everyone's going to have a different impact at different times, right? And so I think just like any player on our team, we have to create a sense of value for each guy. And so when all of our guys feel valued, I think they play better. And I think that's in any, realm.
Rob has started a lot of games for you guys over the past few years. He's been a big piece of what you guys have done. What does it do for you as a coach when a guy like that just doesn't care if he starts, comes off the bench, how many minutes he plays, whatever?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the same conversation there. It was like we have a bunch of guys that don't really care, that want to win. This is a very well-connected locker room that has a lot of experience, that has seen a lot of success and failures, and we're in a window now where everybody's willing to put everything aside to want to win, and I'm grateful for that, and that makes our staff be able to coach just with a little bit more comfort. But it's also a reason why we have a chance to be a really, really good team.
He said to us that he literally like it didn't matter to him at all.
Yeah.
When you said that, like even at first when you heard it, there was nothing. Is that genuine? Like,
No, it's 100% genuine,
Yeah.
and 100%. He could care less. And I would say that for all of our guys. You know, they really just want to win.
thanks.
Joe, the Defensive Player of the Year award came out. I don't know if Marcus. I don't think Marcus expected to win, but didn't get a vote on the ballot. Is that the kind of thing that you think could fuel a guy like that? Maybe a perceived slight, going into a series like this.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell by the way the first half defense was for him, and I thought you just saw a different Marcus in that game. And I thought he's the kind of guy where even he doesn't get an award, you don't really understand what he's able to do defensively. There was even a play last game where he sniffed out the play, came across the entire court, and blew the entire play up. And so he just has natural instincts to have an effect. And, I try to tell him he doesn't need an award to get that value that we talk about from us and the staff because we know what he does for us.
Do you, obviously you want you guys to get recognition for their success, but is there part of you as a coach that maybe likes it if a guy's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder like that?
I'm a big Spike guy, so yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.